Hey, what do it, y'all? Swish Entertainment putting y'all on tune to all y'all favorite rappers and celebrities. Like, but first, I need a little favor done for y'all first. Please like, comment, subscribe to this video, hit the notification bell. It's will that be your search channel and put y'all on tune to this story. Now, today we'll be talking about Kid Cudi as he had made his appearance today to testify against Diddy in his criminal federal trial. Kid Cudi was already named in this case by Cassie Ventura's mother, Regina Ventura. Regina Ventura had brought up Kid Cudi's name as a causation as to why Diddy had gotten aggressive with their daughter Cassie Ventura. Kid Cudi and Cassie Ventura are being said to have met each other within the year 2008 and will get into a relationship in the year 2011. Kid Cudi will make his appearance at the Manhattan court within the city of New York. Judge Arun Subramanian, earlier in Diddy's federal criminal trial case, had ruled that Kid Cudi will be able to inform the jury about an incident involving arson following Diddy having allegedly threatened Kid Cudi about his involvement with Cassie Ventura. Diddy's former girlfriend Cassie Ventura has previously testified that Diddy had went through her emails and found that she was in contact with Kid Cudi. This had allegedly been discovered in Cassie Ventura's phone, leading to Diddy becoming enraged and lunging at Cassie Ventura with a corkscrew. In a lawsuit that Cassie Ventura had filed, she made the claim that Diddy had informed her that he plans to blow up Kid Cudi's car, and shortly after, his car was in fact blown up in his driveway. So to kick off Kid Cudi's testimony, he had alleged that Diddy had broken into his Los Angeles home after finding out that he had involvement with Cassie Ventura and had messed with his dog after having broken into his household. Kid Cudi conveyed that within the year 2011 that Cassie Ventura and Diddy had taken a break from each other in terms of their relationship, and Kid Cudi and Cassie Ventura would begin dating. Kid Cudi during his testimony continued on to state that his house was broken into when earlier in the morning Cassie Ventura had called him to inform him that Diddy had found out about them being involved with each other and dating. Police law officials were also called in connection to this incident. Kid Cudi next had said that Cassie Ventura was incredulously fearful as she had called him at 5:30 or 6 a.m. to tell him that Diddy had found out about them seeing each other. Cassie Ventura, according to Kid Cudi, went on to say that she had given up his address to Diddy and that she didn't know what Diddy would do. Kid Cudi then had stated that Cassie Ventura would make the request that he pick her up and then they would go to the West Hollywood Hotel. Kid Cudi then had stated that Cassie Ventura had made the request for him to pick her up and then they would end up going to the Sunset Marquis Hotel in West Hollywood. Kid Cudi alleges that while he was with Cassie Ventura, that he got a call from Diddy's employee, Capricorn Clark, who would inform them that Diddy was present at his house. Not only did Diddy gain entry, but he was inside the house, as Capricorn Clark would say that she was outside the house in her vehicle while Diddy was inside. Kid Cudi claims that he had called Diddy and plans to confront him, as he had specifically said, "Mother freaker, you in my house?" In response, Diddy is being said to have said, "What's up? I just want to talk to you." Kid Cudi next alleges that he had informed Diddy that he was on his way, but upon his arrival at his household, Diddy was not present. Kid Cudi also said that he had made the discovery that security cameras were not functioning and that they were moved without him having known. Kid Cudi, in addition, had alleged that once he had arrived to his house, that the gifts that he had received, including Chanel, were open and that his dog that usually roams around freely was locked in a bathroom. Kid Cudi, venturing forward, had stated that his dog had exhibited some behaviors which would include being jittery and on edge during the break-in. Kid Cudi next alleged that he had once again called Diddy, planning to confront him and fight him. However, within due time, he made the decision to call police law officials. Kid Cudi during his testimony continued on to state that he had spent Christmas in 2011 with Cassie Ventura and her family in Connecticut and that Diddy had called him a couple of times. Kid Cudi next has said that he had spoken with Diddy, telling him, "You broke into my house and messed with my dog. I don't want to talk to you." Kid Cudi conveyed that him and Cassie Ventura had made the decision to go their separate ways before the New Year's. Kid Cudi also made sure to testify about his Porsche having exploded in January of 2012, saying that he knows that Diddy is connected to the incident. Taking into account that Diddy had stated that him and Cassie Ventura had broken things off prior to New Year's, right before the Porsche had exploded in January of 2012. Kid Cudi says that he was not at his residence when he would get a call from his dog's babysitter saying that his vehicle was in flames. Once Kid Cudi says that he had returned to his house, he had found his car to be damaged. Photos were displayed in court and Kid Cudi conveyed that there was a hole that was cut in the roof of his Porsche in which a Molotov was placed inside the hole. A Molotov cocktail, to be specific, was used to carry out the explosion of Kid Cudi's Porsche. Kid Cudi next had said that he had called police law enforcement to report the arson. Kid Cudi had stated to jurors that he had consulted Diddy a few days after the incident and he could be quoted saying, "Because I knew he had something to do with it." Kid Cudi then alleged that he had told Diddy that they need to meet up and talk, and Diddy had expressed that he wanted to talk and that things were getting out of hand. Diddy will soon be in agreement with Kid Cudi to meet up in person. Kid Cudi continuing forward had stated that he had met up with Diddy at Soho House in West Hollywood as his security guard D-Rock would escort him to a room. Kid Cudi oddly alleged that he had seen seen Diddy standing in the room like a supervillain. Kid Cudi venturing forward had conveyed that him and Diddy had conversed with each other. Diddy, according to Kid Cudi, had said that he thought that they were friends and that Cassie Ventura was his woman. Kid Cudi, in response, had told Diddy that he thought that him and Cassie Ventura had ended their relationship. Kid Cudi, next in the testimony, had informed the jury that Diddy seemed so calm during the meeting that it was weird, and that Cassie Ventura had later entered the meeting to inform Diddy that Kid Cudi and herself had fallen in love. Kid Cudi also alleged that he had confronted Diddy about what happened to his Porsche, specifically asking him, "What about my car?" In response, Diddy had said, "I don't know what you're talking about." Kid Cudi, in addition, had told the jurors that he wouldn't see Diddy for a few years, but they would once again meet at the Soho house, in which Diddy had apologized for all the trouble that he had caused. Kid Cudi later on to his testimony had conceded that he felt as if he was played by Cassie Ventura, as he alleges that she had told him that her and Diddy were no longer in close connections, which according to Kid Cudi only led to Cassie Ventura getting back into a relationship with the music mogul Diddy. Diddy's defense attorney Brian Steele would question Kid Cudi, asking him, "She played you?" In response, Kid Cudi had said yes. Brian Steele would continue on to say, "You had no clue," asking if Kid Cudi was knowledgeable that Diddy had gotten back with Cassie Ventura. In response, Kid Cudi had said, "No clue." Kid Cudi attributed his relationship with Cassie Ventura only lasting a month and ended in a breakup due to safety concerns and drama when he was speaking to the jury. Diddy's defense attorney Brian Steele would once again question Kid Cudi, asking him if he felt that Cassie Ventura was living two different lives. In response, Kid Cudi had said yes. Brian Steele had also questioned if Kid Cudi felt that him and Diddy were played by Cassie Ventura. In response, Kid Cudi had said true. Kid Cudi also made it known that he was once in love with Cassie Ventura. Diddy's defense team would apply pressure to Kid Cudi, pointing out that he was unable to provide any evidence that Diddy had connection to the explosion of his Porsche. Kid Cudi had also said that there were no eyewitness reports, fingerprints, or information on anybody affiliated with Diddy having any involvement with the explosion of the Porsche. But yeah, let's go. Cap out y'all what y'all think in the comments. What do you all think of Kid Cudi having testified on 2 incidents that allegedly had involved Diddy? What do you all think of Kid Cudi having accused the music mogul Diddy of having involvement with the explosion of his Porsche, given that him and Cassie Ventura had allegedly broken up in the prior month of December? And to cap that off, what do you all think of Kid Cudi having stated that security cameras had lost functionality after Diddy had allegedly broken into his household? Let all that be known in the comments, y'all. That's gonna do it. I'm out.